Good morning, everyone. So if you remember a couple of days ago, Sunday, the gospel passage, we heard Luke's account of John the Baptist. And in that account, Luke quotes the prophet Isaiah. He's saying that John the Baptist is basically the fulfillment of the prophet. And the quote comes from the first reading that we just heard. A voice cries out in the wilderness, make straight the path to the Lord. The valley shall be filled, the hills shall be leveled. And that speaks to the mission of John the Baptist, that his whole life was about directing the attention of the world to Jesus Christ, the Son of God. And that's a mission, a prophecy that didn't end with John the Baptist. It's continued throughout the century. A mantle that was taken up by many of the great saints throughout the centuries, including, of course, St. Ambrose, who we celebrate today. He directed the attention of the world to Jesus Christ, the Son of God. One of the great things that Ambrose did, he did many great things. Father mentioned that he was acclaimed the bishop, right? He wasn't like appointed bishops like the Pope does today. The people said, we want this guy to be our bishop. One little trivial detail, he was not baptized at the time. So he had to be baptized first and then ordained, and then he became the bishop and became a great bishop. One of the 4 original doctors of the church. And so with his preaching and by his example, he directed the attention of the world to Jesus, to the reality of Jesus, the Son of God. One of the things he did so effectively was he fought against Arian heresy, which Arianism is this notion that Jesus is not divine. It denies the divinity of Jesus. And that's a time in the church in the 4th century where there was this great debate over the nature of Christ. We know today that Jesus Christ is fully human and fully divine because, in part, of the teaching of Ambrose. And he brought many, many people to the faith. He did as John the Baptist did, directed the attention of the world to Jesus Christ, including Augustine, one of the other 4 original doctors of the church. And today, this prophecy, this mission is taken up by us, by all Christians. Now, we may not be declared doctors of the church. We may not be canonized saints. In fact, I would say probably none of us here will be doctors of the church or canonized saints. Just expressing my humility here. But we are called to direct the attention of those whom we encounter to the reality of Jesus Christ. In Advent, that's really what we're focused on as church, which is a little bit countercultural because the culture is focused on Christmas already, right? We're decorating, we're singing carols, all the radio stations have their Christmas music, right? But we're called to really direct the attention of those whom we encounter to the reality of Jesus Christ. We can do it in very simple ways by reflecting Christ in the world to the best of our ability, by reflecting the love, compassion, and mercy of Jesus in the world with all of those whom we encounter. And we gather this morning to receive Jesus into our bodies as we celebrate the Holy Eucharist. And may this Eucharistic food give us that strength, that courage to truly direct the attention of those whom we encounter to the reality of Jesus Christ.